Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Ask Lukenessmonster, episode 41, the series on the channel. I'll answer your guys' questions from the comments down below. So if you do want your questions answered in next week's video, comment down below on this week's video, and I'll try my very best to answer it next week. Also, two things before we do get into the first question. One, at 2,500 subs, I will be giving away the Archive Commander Cody. I do have an extra sealed one, so I will be giving that away at 2,500 subs. You do have to be subscribed to the channel to enter in that giveaway, so make sure you are subbed so you don't miss out. And also, I believe it is Saturday, May 8th. I will be doing a live stream with Out of the Basement and Skywalker Hendrix on YouTube. So if you do want to see that live stream, make sure to come back to the channel at May 8th at, I believe, 7 p.m. Central Time is when we will start streaming. So if you do want to see that, make sure you don't miss out. And on to the first question. The first question from Nicholas, he asks, do you collect anything else than Black Series like Lego, Marvel Legends, statues, comics, etc.? So I mainly collect Black Series. I do get a few vintage collection figures here and there. Same with Marvel Legends. I don't really collect it, but I do get a few figures here and there. The main other thing I probably collect, I would consider Legos. I haven't really got anything in a few years, but I used to get a few of the bigger UCS sets. I did have the UCS TIE Fighter and the UCS Slave 1. That UCS Slave 1 I did accidentally punch and it kind of exploded. So I'm in the process of rebuilding that, but yeah, I'd say mainly Legos besides Black Series. Jay Prasad with another great question. He asks, if the First Order bred clones instead of training and indoctrinating regular human troops, would the First Order have won? So I think this kind of like applies to more than just the First Order, but like even the Empire. I think if the Empire kept clones, I think they would have won. I think the clones were superior. They had superior training, superior genetics, all that kind of stuff that made them really good soldiers. And I think 100% that the clones are superior to stormtroopers. So I 100% think that both the Empire and the First Order would have been a lot closer to winning the war if they kept with clones instead of just normal stormtroopers. David asks, Ask Lukenessmonster, aside from accessibility issues, what's your opinion on exclusive figures? Would you rather everything be offered in the standard Black Series line, or do you think getting like packaging variants or recolors of the figure, such as the carbonized or the credit collection, would be better? So great question. I think, yeah, definitely the second thing. I think like recolorations, repaints, repackages, all of those are great for exclusives, but like figures that are on their first release, their mainline characters like Anakin, Obi-Wan, Echo, and Hawk, all those should not be exclusive figures, but they are, which does kind of suck. I think packaging, so I think if these guys did get re-released in the normal line with the normal packaging, that'd be great. I think these would be pretty good exclusives. But I think like one really good example of a few just like good exclusives, Credit Collection, they're just repaints and repacks. Great way of exclusives. Like, you don't have to pick them up if you don't want them. They're not essential figures. Same with like the Phantom Menace wave that was exclusive to Best Buy. They're just repacks in some different packaging. They're not they're not essential figures to get. They're being repacked, and it does give like opportunity for whoever doesn't already have the figure to get it if they did miss out originally. So I think like those type of exclusives are actually really, really good. It's just whenever they release brand new figures that are really popular that haven't been made at all yet as exclusives, that's when we really start seeing problems. McTapper asks, do you think all the future figures in the new Clone Wars packaging will be exclusive? So I think that this new Clone Wars packaging was kind of like just a one-off thing, as a 4 figures just are kind of randomly exclusive to Target. I don't think it's going to be a regular thing with these figures. I think we're still going to keep on getting Clone Wars figures, and they're still going to be in that normal Clone Wars style packaging. For example, like this packaging, they'll be in this. They won't be in that like retro packaging anymore. I think that's just kind of like a one-off thing. It won't happen again. Tipsy asks, is the 50th anniversary Qui Gon coming to Australia? I can't find it anywhere in store or online. So I'm not really sure about Australia at all. I live in the US, so I don't really follow Australia a whole lot, at least when it comes to different department stores. But in the US it was exclusive to Best Buy, and I actually don't know if Australia has Best Buys. So I think that might determine if Australia gets it or not. It might have been up for pre-order on a different website in Australia, like I'm not exactly sure what websites they are, but they could have gone up on a random website there for pre-order. But I don't think they're going to be in stores anywhere because they were exclusive to Best Buy. Inferno Hippo asks, always a question I have is, what is your least favorite Black Series figure? Mine is Dumb Force Awakens Rey. If you have that, then you know what I mean. So I do have like the one on the speeder bike. I don't have the normal one. It's one I want to pick up, but it's one of those where it's like I could care less about the figure, so it's not one I'm super desired to actually pick up. But right now, my least favorite figure is not one I own, but it's one that I've seen and I just refuse to pick up, and that's Connor Jax. I'm sorry, not Connor Jax. Jackson is the Space Bunny dude. I just absolutely hate this guy. He's so stupid. I think it's a waste of a figure Hasbro could have made. They could have picked so many better ones, and I think one, he just looks stupid. I think it's just a stupid character in the first place. I don't know. I just hate the character. The next question from the Predator 9111. He asks, "Hey Lukenessmonster, so I have two questions for you. One, do you think they will ever re-release Captain Rex? And if so, what's your take on how they should re-release him? And lastly, what do you think the best method to get these new Clone Wars figures will be, acknowledging the pre-orders will be like how they always are?" So for the pre-orders, going first, they actually did go up on other websites besides just Target. So I'd say try ordering it off some of those websites. I don't believe they are strictly US, so it might be a little bit more for shipping, but I'd say that might be a good way to guarantee them and not get those like stupid Target bots and everything. And for your first question, I think Captain Rex is going to get a re-release, whether or not it's in the new Bad Batch packaging, whether they're going to completely vamp the figure, do like new clone body, all that kind of stuff, or they're just going to re-release it in the packaging. I think they're going to get him in the Bad Batch at some point in the near future. And even if we don't get it in that Bad Batch packaging, I think they're just going to re-release the figure itself in the old packaging, how it originally was, kind of like they did with Commander Gree and Commander Wolf pretty recently. So I think it's gonna come pretty soon. Just you gotta wait just a little bit longer. The next question says, "Did you get the Moff Gideon, and if so, how long did it take to arrive? I ordered mine like 4 months ago, and it still hasn't came in." So I did not get this guy. It's one I want to get, actually want to pick up, but it's just I haven't seen it in stores. I didn't bother pre-ordering it. It's one I want to get. I just haven't yet, and I guess it just depends where you pre-ordered it, depending as how long it comes in. I know like some of those. Like Big Bad Toy Store, Dorkside, Entertainment Earth, all of those pre-orders take a long time. That's just how it is. So if you did order from one of those, maybe that's why. But I think they should be like shipping out pretty soon if you haven't got it yet, because they are already going on sale on other websites. So I would say expect it pretty soon. Jacob asks, "What inspired you to collect a Black Series, and what Star Wars character do you relate to?" So I'm only going to answer the first one because the second one is a little bit of a weirder question, and it's one that's going to take a long time to answer. So I'm just going to answer the first one, and the main thing that inspired me to collect Black Series was the movies. I really enjoyed watching like the new trilogy. I know there's so much hate for it. I really enjoyed it, and I saw that these figures were coming out at the time of the movies coming out. And plus, I also like Clone Wars like had gone back up on Disney Plus, or whenever Disney Plus was first released, that went up, and I was super excited about that. I wanted to get Clone Wars figures, Mando figures, a bunch of different action figures. I wanted to get back into that, but there wasn't a whole lot of options. There was Vintage Collection, there was Black Series, and Black Series had the most on the market at the time. With I believe the first wave I really got into it was like the Rise of Skywalker wave, like right at December of 2019 was when I really first started getting into it. And I got a few figures from that wave, mainly Mando. I believe Mandalorian was my first figure. But yeah, I think Black Series just had the most figures on the market at the time, and that's what really led me to collect Black Series over Vintage Collection. Naomi asks, "Should I look for the Emperor Throne on eBay or wait until the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary comes out and hopes for a re-release?" So, one, there's no confirm that there will be a 40th anniversary version. Hopefully there is. I think he's a pretty big character, enough to like warrant a re-release. But I think that that's still 2 years away. It's going to be a little while before we get those. So if you want it, I'd say try to go for it. Try to find one that's loose. That might be a little bit cheaper, because if not, you're going to have to wait 2 years, maybe a little bit longer for that re-release. So Nick asks, "Do you plan on getting Cara Dune, and if so, should I get one?" So I actually do have the credit collection version. It's the only version. I don't have the original one, and I don't think I'm going to get the normal one. It's just so expensive on the aftermarket, and it's pretty similar to the normal one, or I'm sorry, to the credit collection one, so I think I'm just going to stick with that one. But if you want it, I'd say go for it. I say it is a very expensive figure, but like I said, if you want it and you can find it for cheap enough, I say go for it. Simply Star Wars asks, "Do you think the Black Series will ever start using more soft goods on more figures?" So I think it's one of those things, the figure actually has to like kind of get in the way of the hard good cape or whatever it is to really warrant for soft goods. So kind of like Ventress here. If they made her dress, all hard goods, she would not be able to walk, and it'd be very annoying. And so that's why they did soft goods, and it came out very well. So I think other figures like Grief Karga here, I think they did hard goods because it allows that nice wavy detail that you wouldn't be able to get with soft goods, and it doesn't really hinder articulation too bad. It is a little bit on the arm right here, but other than that, it's not terrible. So I say it's up to Hasbro overall and which one they want to do it on. But I think for the most part, they're not going to do more or less. I think it's just going to stay the same, kind of like relating to the actual figure it's on. The next question asks, do you think we could get a Embo Black Series figure? I think it's possible. I think we've been getting a lot more Clone Wars like bad guys than we have good guys. I think we got Cad Bane, we got Aurra Sing, and we did get Ventress as well. So I don't think it's going to be totally out of nowhere if we did get an Embo. I think it's a pretty popular character that a lot of people have been wanting for a while. So I think we would, and I just think it depends when, not if. Ben asks, do you think Hasbro will ever make a Black Series Jesse anytime soon, and will they ever make a Vintage Collection Boba Fett from The Mandalorian? So I think Boba Fett from The Mandalorian will probably not be released until like Christmas probably, and if it is, it's going to be in like it's going to be from the Book of Boba Fett TV show and not The Mandalorian, but it will be essentially the same figure. And for Jesse, I think he's going to come pretty soon. I think we do have the new ARC Trooper mold, so I think it's again just a matter of when, not if. And the last question for today, he says, would you like to see battle packs come back? You are probably too young to remember those, but I know you have seen them. So no, I totally remember these. These were the best things ever. I definitely remember looking at some of the Clone Wars ones back in the day. One that I never picked up, but I always wanted was this one. It was the Defend Camino battle pack. One that I've been wanting for so long, and I just never could pick up. And yeah, I think they should do this. I don't know why they haven't. I think give 3-4 figures in a like multi-pack there, and I think it's a great idea. Something Hasbro needs to look back into doing. I think it's just a really cool concept, and I think, like I said, they should just look back into this. But guys, that is actually going to do it for the video. If you did enjoy, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I do really appreciate it, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.